Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm gonna be giving you part 12 of What If Naruto Fuse with Minato, Kushina and Kurama. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, I have already posted 2 new episodes over on Anime King 2. What if Naruto was sent to the Marvel Universe? And also, what if Naruto found OP weapons and awakened godly abilities over in Anime King 2? Remember, if you're new, that I indeed have 4 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Prince, guys. And remember to stick around for the what ifs coming your way. Over in the other channels, I'll be posting them as soon as possible. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Start the intro, guys. So the last spot we left off, Fu woke up in a strange place. As she tried to recall what happened to her, it didn't take her too long to remember. As she quickly jumped up, that is when she saw the individual. She thought he was one of them as she attacked him. However, he grabbed her arm and threw her towards the bed, ignoring her as he placed a seal on her stomach, preventing her from moving. As he started to fix his hair, he seemed rather upset about that. She was confused what was going on. That is when he explained that he found her and, well, he saved her and now she was attacking him. As she realized that he was not one of them that was after her, he went back as he got dressed fully, as he was gonna get something to eat as he invited her. She was confused why he was being so nice. He told her that he can understand her isolation. Upon being a Jinjulke, he had a similar childhood. Now that surprised Fu as she looked towards him. He knew that she was a Jinjulke as well. She tried to apologize for attacking him, because he was the one that indeed saved her life, and she attacked him the first time she saw him. As he shrugged it off like it was nothing, saying that she was alright. Making their way, she felt a bit out of dress, because they were in a rather expensive location. As she was a bit shy. Looking around, she noticed that he wasn't really caring about anything going on around him, as he took her towards a restaurant. As he told her to order what she wanted, but she was a bit self-conscious not to do so, as he ordered more food than her. A lot more. As she found out that he, well, ordered for her, knowing that she was hungry, but she was probably too shy to really ask for more, because she was afraid of his response. As she couldn't believe that he read her so easily. So they ate. As she told him what happened when they left outside, she recognized who he was after he told her name, as she wanted to see how strong he was, because there was a chance if she got as strong as him, she would be able to protect herself better. As she told him what happened, she was not really liked, as she was most likely one of the things that will be used in her village as a weapon when the time comes for a war or anything. As she accidentally attacked someone when he had got in the way. She didn't do it on purpose, she was training, and they start to, well, antagonize her as usual, but this guy was no normal person. He was a high dignitary and she attacked him. She knew what was gonna come, so she decided to run away. She ran until she was far enough away. However, that was not good enough as they sent ninjas after her. She was hit every now and then until she dropped down. She was so exhausted, and that is where he found her. She told him she had to go back now, as she told him that there was no need to continue the fight, because if she didn't go back it would be worse. She thanked him as she left. It didn't take her too long, meaning him to fly. As she arrived, her sensei, who warned her about not doing these things, he grabbed her by the throat roughly, as he told her that she would be severely punished for leaving like this. As she just accepted her fate, she hit her feet as she fell. As the man looked towards her with a glare as he held his hand up, But before he could strike her down though, instead he was thrown away. She looked up to see Naruto there. Her eyes became fearful knowing that they would go after him if he fought. However, the man tried to attack Naruto. That is when all hell broke loose. Fu watches Naruto tore the man apart as he bashed him into the ground. She watches Naruto end her sensei's life within seconds. As she couldn't believe it, she was just sitting here and watching Naruto get stormed by the ninjas. A lot of them came out, even the village leader Shibuki as well. As Fu was hesitant, however, the only person that showed her kindness was gonna be hurt if she didn't do anything. As she was convinced that Naruto was aimed to fight the entire village of Taki, but, well, she was wrong. She went into her mindscape as she spoke to Komi, who finally realized the girl was ready to use her power to destroy these idiots. She has never done so before because they always made her mindset weak, telling her that she had nowhere to go and people would kill her if she ever left the village. However, she was done and she fought back. As Shibuki and his people were outmatched, as Naruto was already strong enough, Fu jumping into the mix with her Biju's chakra was a problem, and Naruto was holding back severely enough. As he told Fu to let go, he held her hand as they flashed away. Rumors spread like wildfire about the kidnapping of the Jinchuriki. As a few weeks passed, there was a meeting that went on between the higher-up members of the Akatsuki. As Madara told Konan to find out what does he want to do with the Jinchuriki and what is going on there. Once she was gone, Pain spoke to him about a different route. Pain has been seeing the difference in her personality, and knowing that this mission was affecting her more than she thought. However, she wouldn't listen to him the last time they spoke. They got into a huge argument, so he was gonna handle this behind her back. Madara realized that Nagato might be a bit jealous that most of her attention was going towards something else, but he said nothing about it. As Konan made her way, Fu has been with Naruto for the past 2 weeks, as they moved around every now and then, but she has never felt so wanted and special in her life before. It was like having family, an older brother that you could rely on. As Naruto was in the shower in his room, when someone came that there was someone to meet them. Her name was Konan and she was down in the front lobby. Konan was not expecting to see the girl right here, as she was not sure what Naruto was doing with her. However, the news was public enough so she could bring it up without seeming like she was going on about anything that he did not know. However, Konan was unaware that Zetsu was outside not too far away, as he had another clone of White Zetsu transform. As there was a body of a member of the hotel staff that made their way, which was none other than Zetsu now, to see what was what. Konan was unaware that she was going to be caught in a lie, as this was going to be really bad. So yeah guys, basically that's what I thought. If you guys can switch across the place, check it yourself, and also guys, remember to go ahead and check out the other what ifs. So without further ado, what is we leap on into this new episode. Begin now guys. Why are you staring at me? Konan asked as she looked towards Fu. The girl had been looking at her ever since she let her inside the room. Not to mention, Konan could see that her guard was up, like she was ready to attack her at any moment, even though she had already explained the reasons of her being here and how she knew Naruto. Well, vaguely. No one can ever be too careful in this ninja world, said Fu as she looked towards Konan. While Naruto knows you, I don't know you. I'm not saying that you're a bad person or that you're gonna do anything, but I would like to confirm with Naruto first. Despite what you have told me. Well, I guess I cannot fault you there, said Konan. So young and you already understand the fundamentals of the ninja world. That is actually a good thing, she said. Yeah, said Fu. Fu didn't know why, but this woman struck her the wrong way. She seemed calm and nice, but there was just something that Fu could not tell. The big reason was Fu was a bit jealous about this woman, as she wondered what is her relationship with Naruto. Never really having someone in her life that she was able to, well, speak to and be there for her. Fu didn't want anyone to take Naruto away, so she was a bit jealous of this woman being here, not knowing what her intentions were or what was going on. However, that jealousy was bringing forward some underhanded means that Conan would normally not notice, as Fu was watching her keenly, and she felt the woman was a bit strange, Fu thought to herself. That is when Naruto finally came out of the bathroom, as he was already dressed. He glanced over towards Conan, already knowing that she was here. "I see you two have met," he said, with a small smile on his face. "Yes," said Conan, "and she doesn't trust me." As Naruto looked towards Fu, as he waved her off. "It's alright, Fu. Conan here is a good friend of mine. She wouldn't do anything to betray us," said Naruto. As Fu guard lessened a bit, but it was not completely down. "Alright," she said. "If Naruto here trusts you, I guess I can do the same." "Sorry about being so hostile," Fu said. Despite her words, she was still a bit cautious about the woman. "Oh, it's alright. I mean, given your situation, I can understand why you're hostile." Fu eyes narrowed at that. As Naruto walked over and patted her on the shoulder. "She has a knack for getting information. And besides, I'm sure that everyone's aware of this by now." "Am I right?" said Naruto. "Yes," said Conan. "Almost the entire world has heard about what you did. You took the 7 Tails Jinchuriki from Take. The rumors are spreading like wildfire. You recently took down a Jinchuriki, and now you have taken one. Do you know the implication that this plants on you?" "Oh, not really," said Naruto. He was being flippant about it like he did not care as usual. Conan sighed. "The whole world has their eyes out for you. Not to mention she reached into her coat. Fu watched her as she pulled the book and tossed it towards him. Naruto caught it. "Page 1, said Conan. Naruto opened the bingo book from Take. It seems like cameras were at the waterfall because they were able to get a picture of him. There he was. A list of his known techniques. Nothing too fancy and a bit of fighting about him. And his description fully despite him being in the photo. He looked down towards the rank. "S rank," he said, with a small scoff. "You know what that means, don't you?" said Conan. "Yes," said Naruto. "And yet you're still being so flippant about it." Fu looked down, as she seemed rather sad, as Naruto sat beside her. "What's wrong?" he said. Tears were in her eyes as she looked up. "It's my fault. You saved me and now they're coming after you. They're gonna try and hurt you," she said. "And now that you're in the bingo book, they will..." Naruto extended his arm and pulled her in close, as he simply hugged her with one arm. "Don't cry," he said. "It's alright. If it comes down to it, I would choose to rescue you 100 times over. Screw those ninjas attacking, and let them come. I'll crush every single one of them. Besides, I already told you, I'm the strongest, and I cannot be beat," said Naruto. That seemed to cheer her up a bit, as she wiped her tears away. She still felt horrible though, as she didn't want him to get hurt. "There is no entry about you in here," said Conan, as she looked towards Fu. "Most likely, they don't want any other village after you. They want to kidnap you themselves and return you back to the village." "But she's not going back," said Naruto. "Let them send all that they can. Let them send their entire village. I'll crush them before I'll ever let them touch you." Fu looked up, as she seemed starstruck by his words, as she hugged him. Conan looked towards the scene in front of her. She was certain that they have recently just met, maybe a few weeks ago, and yet he was able to do all of this, say all of this without any repercussion, any concern about what was to come. There was only one way that he would feel this way about her. It was not anything, well, remote to a relationship of that area that she and Naruto had. It was a relationship of trust, bond, and a more like family kind. And that was because he understood the struggles, he understood the pain of being a Jinchuriki, because he was. The thought was nerve-wracking, as Conan looked towards him. That is when Naruto suddenly got up. Conan narrowed her gaze as Naruto moved towards the wall. He was in front of it in the span of a half a second before he rammed his hand cleanly through the stone wall. Conan watched with shock as she got up as Naruto yanked something out of the wall. He brought it down with so much force, the ground cracked. Conan's eyes widened to what she saw. It was the other half of Zetsu, The goofy, stupid kind. Damn it, she cursed. She prepared her papers just in case, to kill him before he could spill her secret. Why would he be here? What the hell was going on, she thought to herself. As Naruto picked him up, still holding him by the throat. Who are you? How did you notice? Said White Zetsu. You shouldn't have been able to notice. I asked you a question. Who are you? Said Naruto. I'm no one, said White Zetsu. And you will never know. Yeah, it seems you're right about that. You're some kind of clone. Not even human. Fu, have you ever seen something like this before? Naruto asked. No, she said. I don't think this is from Taki either. Maybe another village. Doing some search for me. Isn't that right? White Zetsu chuckled. Well, he could barely. Because of Naruto's grip tightener in his throat. Yet, your sensation is so familiar. But I don't know what you are. But I'm certain that you're not human. Well, can't have your senders find out that. I'm able to sense you now. Let them believe that you just went on a wild goose chase. See ya, said Naruto. White Zetsu cried out as Naruto's hand lit up in red flames. He was burned right there. As Naruto dropped the burned corpse, he turned towards Konan. You ever seen something like this? He asked. No, she said. As Naruto did not quirk the eyebrow nor say anything because he felt it. Before she answered him, she was so calm. A bit agitated when she first saw Naruto ripped into the wall, but now she calmed herself so much. Unusually calm. He tried to think that he was just overthinking things. That she was just a calm person, which she was, but still. As he said nothing about it though. So far she has been nothing but a friend, an ally, someone that helped him. So, said Naruto, seeming to get over the whole thing rather quickly. Is there something else you want to talk to me about? Well, I heard about what is going on, and I just want to make sure that you are okay. And tell you to be careful because the villages are now starting to hunt after you. Well, talking now, but there's no telling what will happen very soon. Aw, you worried about me, said Naruto. As he simply waved off her fear. It's quite alright, he said. I'll do just fine. Me and Fu here will be keeping out of sight. Well, alright, she said. I'm supposed to be getting some information about a mission that I might require your help with, she lied. So don't go too isolated. Come on, said Naruto. You will still be able to find me. He said that smirk. Yeah, you're right about that, she said. Well, I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye for now. As she looked towards Fu. Goodbye as well, she said. Yeah, goodbye, said Fu. As Konan left. You know, she's a nice person, said Naruto. As he could tell that Fu did not trust her. She seemed nice, said Fu. But there is just something about her that is too nice. You think so, said Naruto. So what, you're my protector now, my guardian. I thought I was supposed to be doing that for you. She blushed in embarrassment. Oh, well, it's just Naruto pat her on the head. It's alright, he said to her. Now, it's time to move. Aren't we gonna tell the staff about the hole in the wall? Or the broken ground, she asked. Nah, they'll figure it out, said Naruto. As Fu chuckled a bit, finding his whole nonchalant attitude about the thing rather hilarious. Time skip. Konan was angry. She didn't want to leave so soon, however. She was downright furious. As she arrived back towards the hidden rain, the air around her was tense and ominous as she moved towards her location. She arrived towards the main building rather quickly as she entered inside. Wasting no time, she went down towards lower levels and entered in a room without even knocking. Nagato was on the bed, his foot propped up, his back leaned against the wall, a pillow behind him. His eyes were closed as he seemed to just be in a calm state of meditation. The room was a bit barren. The only thing that was inside was a bed, a table over to the side with a few books, and he also had a book beside him, but he wasn't reading. He spoke before she could speak. You're angry, he said. Oh, I'm far from angry, she said. Explain yourself. Now. It seems like she did not care about the formalities between them one bit, as the look in her eyes was one of pure rage. He glanced towards her, giving her a critical look. Is Rinnegan scheming over her? You were getting too caught up in your mission, he said. I'm not sure what has happened or what transpired between you two, but it ends now. What happened? What transpired between us? Once again, go ahead and say it, she said. You don't trust me. This isn't about trust. You've been acting different, and I've seen it with my own two eyes. The more you go out with that person, the more you change. And I'm putting an end to this right now. The more I change? You mean I'm not here all the time? To be at your beck and call every single hour of the day? Is that why? Are you jealous? Are you jealous that I'm on a mission to try and better the organization? He took a breath as he turned back towards her. Your mission is straying away from what it was originally meant to be. Developing feelings for. The target was not supposed to happen. Developing feelings? Are you hearing yourself? I've sacrificed blood, sweat, my time for this organization. I've given you and this organization everything, every single thing. And you think that I'm gonna betray all of that? Even after all these years, you doubt me. He felt a bit guilty hearing her say that. I thought we were supposed to be friends, and yet you have Zetsu pawned, spying on me. So my word doesn't mean shit to you, does it? She asked him. Her tone was furious. It's not like that. It is. The moment you sent Zetsu to spy on me, I realized that you don't trust me one bit. You've been giving me reasons not to, said Nagato. As he looked towards her, you've changed, and I cannot allow this to happen anymore. That is why I'm putting an end to this mission. Zetsu was not aware that you'll be able to sense him. However, he has confirmed that the Jinjulki is with him. And now I'm putting an end to this. What do you mean? She said. It is final, he said. As you can see, he has taken the Jinjulki. At first, he was low level. Despite being around the elemental nation, he hasn't done anything for anyone to look forward to. Your mission has come to an end because we will capture him. And I will find out myself what he is. And besides, the organization will not be in the public once we take the Seven Tails, because everyone will believe that he's just went missing with her, and no one will know about the Akatsuki involvement. That is why, in a week's time, we will bring him and her in. So this is what we're at now. So this is your chance to show me that you have not turned against this organization. This is your chance to show me that you still are with us. It's time that we bring in the targets. He gave her a critical look, waiting for a response. I'll be ready when the time's come for it, she said. But it's good to know that you don't trust me anymore, she said. Conan, it's not. I've had enough, she said. We will do this as partners. The organization comes first above everything else, including her friends. Then so have it, she said as she walked out, slamming the door. Nagato sat there. Maybe he was a bit too harsh on her. She agreed to do it, but now he was sure that things were going to be different between them. Because he second-guessed her judgment. Now he started to doubt himself, but why? Why was she so angry in the first place? Later that night, Conan was in a white nightgown, looking as beautiful as a flower, as she sat on the bed. Nagato wanted to make preparations to capture Naruto and Fu. Conan's mind was swirling with so much thoughts. A part of her hated the fact that she was even considering doing this. A part of her that was not there a few weeks ago, but now it was just so strong. However, there was another part of her that was telling her that he was just the objective, the mission protocol, that she got what she wanted and now it was time for them to make a move. She was still angry at Nagato. She was furious more than she thought. Knowing that something was deeply wrong with this situation, knowing that she didn't feel how she should feel about him. She shouldn't have these feelings. They were conflicting with her thoughts, conflicting with her whole mission parameters. As she shouldn't have them, but she couldn't let them go. She didn't understand why she felt this way. The mere thought of going against him, it made her heart turn. and she felt pain internally, knowing that she was doing this. Has he really managed to worm his way into her heart so much that she was even considering betraying the Akatsuki for him? But as her mind wandered, another part of her emerged. The one that has lived in the hidden rain for so long. The one that has been through so much death and chaos. The one that has suffered. The one that has been through so much pain. The one that watched Yaiko die for her. That part of her refused to let her go on with the charade. She had to do this. It was a mission. Yaiko died for this organization. Leaving this organization now would be like spitting on his sacrifice. She wouldn't do that for someone. Even if the mere thought of betraying Naruto pained her, she would have to do what she usually did, conceal her emotions, and get back to the job. She did it in the name of the Akatsuki, and for the Akatsuki. Yes, that was right. But despite making up her mind, she couldn't sleep that night. She couldn't get a wink of sleep. Time skip. A week later. There was 1 week left for the Chunin exam finals. Naruto hoped that Hiruzen and Jiraiya took his information to heart. He was planning to be there just in case. There was a few people within the village that he didn't want to see get slaughtered, as he knew that Orochimaru was going for a complete extermination, and there was still some good people within the village. Konan made truth on her word. She had sent him a butterfly this morning made from paper. It unraveled with a location. She was probably waiting for him there. They were going to embark on another mission. What he was not sure about it, as Fu had begged him to make her come, even though he had wanted her to wait in the hotel for him. He decided to make her tag along. Without the Biju chakra, she could handle herself against any Genin or Chunin threats, maybe even high Chunin. And with the Biju chakra, she was on a completely different level. And besides, he would be there. It's not like anything could go wrong. And he always wanted to keep an eye on her just in case. He didn't know why, but he felt a strange bond with her, closer than ever before. It was like she was his younger sister, and the urge to protect her was there. She has been through so much, even sometime at nights. She screamed in her sleep. The thoughts back in the village, they came back to her. Sometimes she woke up and thought that she was still with them. But then she realized she was free, and with Naruto now. And it pained him to see her like that. Here he was getting all sentimental. But ever since he met up with her, well, he has changed even more. He did make his way on this journey of life to understand himself. And he was doing that. As they calmly walked down the road, they were near in the mountains, almost close to Kumo, but not close enough to the village to be notified by any of the guards or anyone. As Naruto wondered what kind of mission was out here, it was then that he raised his hand, stopping Fu. "What's wrong?" she said. As Naruto looked around, he sensed Konan, but there was two others there. One of them had a large amount of chakra, amount that was relative to a Kage. That was rather shocking. The other one wasn't so large, but it was dense. "She's not alone," said Naruto. As Fu looked towards him, "Do you know who it is?" she asked. Konan came out of the tree foliage. As she stepped forward, finally she said, "You two are here." "Who's with you?" said Naruto. "Oh, those are two of my friends," she said. "This mission is not going to be an easy one," she said. "This is probably going to be the most difficult mission that we've ever done." As Naruto sensed something off with her. However, over the past few months, he has grown to trust Konan completely, not to mention he had feelings for her. They had been sleeping together for some time now. And it was good. Since he became this Naruto, he has been sleeping with her. She was the first one for him. So yeah, his feelings for her was rather stronger than he even thought. However, his negative emotion censoring was picking up something off, not to mention his natural sensory ability. Konan looked as Naruto focused on the sweat drop. She was usually calm and reserved. Naruto stepped forward. "Konan, what is going on?" he said. "As I said, This is a dangerous mission. And the two of us can't do it alone. Not to mention your little friend over there. I don't think that she can come. She might get hurt. And what exactly does this mission entail? Oh, she said, reaching behind her. It's right here. A paper shot from her hand. Given the close proximity, the paper hit Naruto right in the chest. Before she brought her hand up, seal, she said. A burning sensation rushed through him, forcing him to drop on one knee. Full eyes widened in a split second. She rushed forward, intending on knocking Konan's head clean off, as she filled her fist with chakra and threw it forward. However, Konan's body burst into paper before she slammed a seal on Fu's back. Seal, she said. Fu cried out in pain as the burning sensation was a lot more painful for her as she dropped, unable to feel her chakra, and she felt so weak and cold. She looked towards Naruto. Instead of anger or shock, his face just looked confused, as he did not even look down. He was on his knees as he looked towards Konan. What are you doing? He said to her. I'm sorry, she said, but it has to be done. Someone jumped from a tree limb and appeared. Well. It seems like he was much weaker than we thought. I guess the both of us being here was not necessary after all. Looking up towards the individual. Who are you? Said Naruto. Oh, me? The name is Kisame. Surprised you haven't heard of me. After all, I'm quite famous in the gig, he said. Before Naruto could say anything, someone else came out. When Naruto saw him, he looked at him surprised. The two memories, well, three in his head, conflicting of this person. Rage picked up in his soul as he saw this person that killed Mikoto Uchiha. And not just her, the rest of the clan as well. Itachi looked at him rather nonchalant, his face as calm as ever. As Naruto noticed their cloak, Konan was not wearing one. Konan, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Isn't that simple? She's been playing you this entire time, said Kisame, with a toothy smirk. As Naruto looked back towards Konan, Fu was barely able to speak. You pay for this, she said, as she tried to get up. However, Kisame placed his sword on her back before pushing her back down, as she wasn't able to generate her chakra and it was now being sucked out of her. I would say not to move, but feeding Samihata is a good thing, so do as you please. Get your damn sword off her, said Naruto. And what are you gonna do about it, said Kisame. I think we should pat these two up. Konan, said Naruto. As the woman did not look at him. All this time, all of this was a lie. A trick. You deceived me. Answer me, he said to her. She turned her gaze. Her face was blank as ever. Yes, this was merely my mission. A mission, huh? Said Naruto. He had to admit, he felt heartbroken. So this is what that felt like, he thought to himself. So what now, he said. You're gonna bring me in. Use me to bring me to your game. Nah, said Kisame. We're after something much more important. As he looked down towards Fu. As it instantly clicked in Naruto's mind. The tail beasts. The questioning, the answers. Always trying to find out who I am. As Naruto's fist clenched. All this time. Fu winced in pain. Like I said, get the hell off her, said Naruto. Itachi's Sharingan activated. Kisa, but before he could say anything, Naruto erupted. As chakra exploded out in violent directions. Konan immediately flew back, the seal on Naruto burning off like it was just a piece of normal paper. Naruto got up. There was a red flicker flickering around his body. As he clenched his fists. The manipulation, the lies. The first time we met, I warned you that if you ever betray me, I'll kill you, said Naruto. I'm gonna make good on my promise, he said, looking towards her. As Konan did not dare meet his eyes. As she backed away, causing the two to step forward. Well, seems like you're stronger than I thought. Samehata exploded out of the bandages. Whoa there, Samehata. So feisty. Seems your chakra is rather tasty. Samehata would love to get a piece. Naruto ignored them as he scooped Fu up in his arms. Looking towards the seal, he placed his hand over it. His hand was enveloped in red chakra before it burned the entire seal away. However, Fu was too low on chakra, she passed out in his arms. Naruto realized what they were after. It was a tail beast inside of her, and they must have wanted the one inside of him as well. They thought he was a Jinchuriki. Not anymore. He wasn't any Jinchuriki anymore. As Naruto held on to Fu, knowing that they would definitely go after her if he sent her off with a clone, he decided that now was not the right time to fight all of them. Kisame himself was a rather dangerous foe. Itachi alone has grown really stronger, and Konan, he knew that she was relatively, all of them being at S-rank ninjas, while he could take all of them by himself. It will force him to keep his attention on the fight, and that may cause one of them to slip away from him and capture Fu. If he sent her off with just a clone alone, which was something that he could not allow to happen, usually he would remain behind and crush all of their throats. However, he had Fu to worry about now. That is why. I'll find you, said Naruto. I'll find every single one of you, and I'll hunt you down to the end of this earth if I have to, and kill you all when I'm ready. And you, Konan, you betrayed me. You lied to me. All this time, everything you said was just a lie. I guess Fu was right. You're not to be trusted. I warned you when the first time we met what will happen when you betrayed me. And I will stick to my words. The next time we meet each other, you will die. Kisame chuckled. And what makes you think that you're leaving this place? I mean, come on, you're strong butts. You're not leaving here. Besides, Samehata is really enjoying that tasty chakra of yours. Not as corrosive as a Biju, but it's also so dense and packed. It's rather delicious for Samehata here. She would love to get a small taste, or maybe a drink, if you don't mind. Naruto chuckled darkly. The next time we see each other, I'll take that sword of yours and shove it directly down your throat. His eyes met with Konan's. Despite the anger, Konan could see the look of betrayal. Kisame shot forward, however. The moment he got close enough, the both of them are gone in a yellow flash. Itachi raised eyebrows at that. Was that? He thought to himself. He had not been much talkative in this battle. Well, he was not really talkative to begin with. It was then that he noticed a water drop, thinking that it was raining, but it was not. Where did that come from, he thought to himself. Glancing towards Konan, he saw her face, set in stone. He was sure that it was not raining. Had she been crying, he thought to himself. Well, the bastard escaped, said Kisame. Samehata can't feel his chakra anywhere else. Around here. Hey Itachi, that technique. It seems familiar. Can't put my finger on it though. It reminds me of the Hiroshin that was once used by the Yellow Flash of Konoha, said Itachi. Yeah, that's it, said Kisame. But why would he have it? I do not know. So what now? As Kisame turned towards Konan, we go back, she said as she turned her back. Wings extended as she flew off. Not telling them that the communication that she once had with him was now cut. It seems that Naruto got rid of her paper that she gave him. They failed. They were unable to catch him. They were sure that seal would work. However, he was somehow able to overpower it, which was ridiculous on its own. But the seal was powerful enough to make him exert a large amount of his power, and she was able to feel it, and also see it as well. She didn't know how, but he was indeed a Jinchuriki, but at the same time he was not, which made no sense. She would have to report back all of this in Nagato. Yet, at the same time, her heart was aching. She had tried to cool her emotions, she had tried to remain neutral, however, the pain would just not go away, no matter how hard she tried. and a part of her wondered, did she really do the right thing? His words echoed through her mind. Not what he just said, but what he said long time ago. Peace can never be achieved. All you have to do is just live your life and enjoy it as much as you can. Wasting your time going after peace will eventually drive you crazy. The world is always at war, and it will never change. Conan couldn't help it as it started to flow. She didn't even realize as tears started to leak from her eyes. One after another. She was crying. Time skip. Fu woke up. She instantly tried to get up, however. She felt a hand stopping her from jumping. It's alright. You're safe. Fu snapped her head towards a voice. Naruto, she said, as she breathed a sigh of relief, seeing that he was okay. What happened? Where did they go? I took you and we left, said Naruto. It's alright now though. You're somewhere safe. There's nothing for you to worry about. Oh, okay, she said. As Fu looked at him. Aren't you gonna say it, said Naruto. I guess you were right. She was not to be trusted. How long have you known her? Asked Fu. Couple of months, said Naruto. Fu placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. As she smiled at him. We always want someone that we want to trust and believe in. Someone that we are happy to see every day. Someone that we know that we can trust no matter what. And besides, we all make mistakes, she said to him. So don't beat yourself so much up about it. Besides, we got away. And we're both fine, she said. I'm sorry that I wasn't much help out there for you. It's alright, said Naruto. She caught me by surprise as well. I never thought that she would turn against me. Well, now we know, said Fu. And we won't make that mistake ever again. As Naruto gave her a nod, even though he was feeling downright horrible. However, Fu still looked sleepy. It's alright, said Naruto, don't push yourself. You can rest. That sword sucked a lot of your chakra out. And it's just been an hour, give or take, he said to her. Yeah, I'm really tired, she said. Would you mind staying here until I fall asleep, she asked, as she blushed in embarrassment. He simply gave her a smile, as she lay back on the bed. Thanks, she said to him. It didn't take her too long as she fell back to sleep, recuperating. As she fell asleep, Naruto sat there, deep in thought. He was not lying. He had developed a lot of feelings for Conan, and even now the feeling felt like it was unreal, that she would actually betray him like that, so easily as well. He guessed that he was the only one starting to develop feelings for her. It was rather ironic seeing that he was the one that suggests that he can do this without feelings. Huh. He guessed he was wrong. Really wrong, he thought to himself. As Naruto picked himself up, he was angry, of course he was. The thought of finding her, the thought of getting revenge, was fresh in his mind. And another thought was, who was this group that she was with? Kisame. He was a S-rank ninja for sure. Itachi, the same way. Conan. Yes, she was powerful enough to be considered S-rank. How much of them were there? And what was their main goal? Was it to collect all the bijous in the world? If that was the case, why? What was their purpose? Because of certain memories that he had from the past, he knew that only the Rinnegan could control that Gedo statue. However, that thing was locked away for a long while now. Sealed away on the moon. The only way to bring it back was to awaken those eyes, which was not possible in this day and age, because all Uchihas were wiped out except for Itachi and Sasuke. Bringing back the blood of the sons of the Sage of Six Paths was the only way to awaken those eyes. The sage himself, he was the other half, the both half of the two of them, the Senju and the Uchiha. Any doubt that Senju and Uchiha had a child? And if so, where would that child be if not in Konoha? Just what the hell was going on? Maybe there was some other purpose, maybe they wanted just to control all the tail beasts. You remember him and her conversation about world peace. Maybe they wanted to use the power to control the world, to show people that they were more powerful than them. That was a thought. However, there were so much possibilities. The thing was, he had no idea where Conan was located. For the majority of the time, they never really spoke about that, because Naruto had trusted her enough not to pry in her business, but all this time he should have been prying. She could not find him now because he got rid of that stupid card. For now, he had to keep his mind focused. In less than a week, the Chunin exam finals was gonna happen. And if he did not be there, if he was not there to give them a helping hand, with the surprises that Orochimaru had, there was a chance of Konoha losing. Not to mention the fact that Orochimaru wanted him to be their person as well, to help him in the invasion, as Naruto made his feelings towards Orochimaru clear that he wanted to see the destruction of Konoha as well. So the man was gonna expect him to be there. That was a whole nother problem. He glanced down towards Fu. She couldn't be there. He didn't want her anywhere around there. He didn't want her to get hurt. However, now that he knew that the organization was now after her, well, what she contained, and knowing that if he was extracted she would die, he wanted to make sure that she was safe. He had to make sure that she was safe. And he had an idea. Time skip. He seemed rather calm despite the fact knowing that Naruto Uzumaki was now out there all by himself, aware of their threat. He's unaware of the organization, but he now knows that I betrayed him. Upon trying to capture him, he had to release an obscene amount of chakra to escape. And I saw flickers of red. And I could also feel the darker twist within his chakra. I'm still not fully certain yet if he's a Jinchuriki or not, but he does have Tail Beast chakra for certain, if it's just the quantity alone. However, I can't exactly speak to him again to find out. Nagato narrowed his eyes. That seal should have been enough to hold him. I can say for certain that he's at least somehow been able to hide the fact that he's a Jinchuriki away from you. Because no normal person should have been able to break that seal, as you said he did. Not to mention Kisame confirmed that he's never felt such chakra like that before. So what now, she said to him. Nagato could hear it in her tone. She was not pleased with him at all, but he shrugged it off. For now we will try and find him. He knows that we're after him, so he's not going to make it easy. However, this time when we go after him, we're not going there to chat. Yes, she said to him. Can I leave now, she said. Conan, look, I know, she said to him. The mission comes first. Everything else is second. Only the mission matter. Not my life, not anything else. Only the mission, she said. That was the whole thing that he should understand, but Nagato didn't know why did it make him feel sad to hear her speak like that. However, he had to make her understood. Yes, he said to her, the mission does come first. Yes. I had a lapse of judgment. It will never happen again, she said. As she walked off. Despite knowing what she said was something that would please him, Nagato felt horrible. Why? As he didn't like to see her like this. Conan went to her room, as she sat on the bed inside. She could not cry anymore. She didn't know why, it was just not coming out. But she was glad that it was not coming. They messed their chance up and they were unable to capture him. And not to mention there was a chance that he had. There was definitely a chance that he had the Hiroshin under his control. That would make him a more dangerous foe. But at least they knew what to look out for. And with the entire nation searching after him, well, he would have to be on a constant move. But knowing Naruto, she believed that he would not run away from anyone. So there was a chance that Akatsuki would meet up with him. And they will fight. There was a chance that she would have to watch him die right in front of her. And the thought of that was so painful that a part of her didn't want it to happen. But it had to. In order to proceed forward with their goals and missions, it had to. As she locked away every ounce of feeling deep within her heart and sealed it with a key to never be opened. The mission come first, and that was all. As she decided to take some rest. Today was a physically and mentally taxing day, despite her not doing that much. A week later, Konoha was bustling with activities. All of the citizens, all of people from far and wide came to watch the Chunin exam finals. There was a lot of prominent future ninjas taking place. The last loyal Uchiha, the Hyuga prodigy, the son of the Kezakage himself, the said untouchable monster they call him, because of his truthfulness and, well, he's never been harmed on a mission before. There were several others, but their names were not that worldwide. Daimyos were here, dignitaries were here. Many people to see the future ninjas that they had looked forward to taking their missions on. It was quite an exciting time. The stadium was packed. Everyone was excited to see the matches take place. Hiruzen sat in the Kage's boots. As the Kazekage arrived, they greeted one another, exchanging small talk. Immediately Hiruzen felt it. Something was not right. He could feel it immediately. However, he said nothing out loud. There were many precautions set up. Many plans ready to move. As Hiruzen was quiet about the whole affair, he looked down towards the young contestants, all of them already. The Jonins and Chunins above. Glancing over, he looked towards the far roof. There was a slight disturbance up there. It was not ordinary, of course. As Hiruzen remained quiet, he had to get up though and give a speech, which he did brilliantly. The Kazekage praised him on his efforts of still being able to capture a crowd with just his words. Down below, the first match took place, which was Sakura Haruno. Sakura had soundly defeated Ino in the preliminaries, as she was supposed to face off against Kankuro, but he forfeited, allowing her to move on to the next round. The next match that took place was Shikamaru versus Temari. Shikamaru ended up giving up on that match, allowing Temari to go through. The next match was Neji versus Shino, which Neji came out on top. As the people praised him, well, he was a Hyuga prodigy after all. The next match was what people was looking forward to. Sasuke had pushed himself hard in the past few months, neglecting everything else except for his training, so much so that he was fast as Lee without his weights, and that left Gaara at a huge disadvantage. Sasuke proceeded to beat the absolute crap out of him, pushing Gaara back. Gaara started to lose it with rage. As Sasuke dominated the match, Gaara might be able to reform his son rather quickly, but Sasuke was a whole lot faster. It was when that he pierced Gaara with his Chidori that all hell started to break loose as Gaara screamed, a demonic scream as Sasuke jumped back. Seeing the right moment, Orochimaru gave the signal. However, something strange happened. After the feathers fall, Orochimaru expected to hear the explosion from the outside as Hiruzen turned towards him. Kazekage, what is going on? He said. Orochimaru still did not hear any explosion though, as he decided to focus on here and now. The whole box went up in smoke as they jumped to the roof. Immediately, the sound force flashed towards the roof. They all went through hand sign as a barrier erupted around Orochimaru and Hiruzen. Orochimaru wondered where is the explosions. However, a distance away on the outside where the seals were set up, the moment the signal went off, the few ninjas that were going to perform the summoning saw as several poof of smoke appeared. The guy that held up his hand was gripped, as his face was smashed into a knee, cracking his skull by the force. The other ninjas were disarmed. No snakes appeared for them to break in the village. They quickly rallied, as a numerous amount of ninjas was gonna tear right through these individuals. I'm sorry, but I can't let you guys interfere. You think you can stop us? It's just 4 of you. Just because you were able to stop the ceiling doesn't mean that you can stop us, the Sound Ninja said. Oh, me? No, I'm just a distraction. He's the one that's gonna stop you. They heard a strange sound as they turned. All of their hair started to spike up in random direction. They felt the tingling on their skin. Looking, they saw someone high up in the air as his hand was outstretched. Lightning release, he said. Raijin Thunderwave! The group of ninjas' eyes went wide as one of them jumped forward, Earth-style Earth Wall! But the lightning attack shredded through it like it was nothing but paper. The attack stopped right in the center of the group, surprising them. Now, that was the last thing a few of them heard as the thing exploded. Bolts of lightning tore into the wall, the force behind it trembling the wall. However, the ninjas were violently struck. Bodies were torn apart. Bodies were fried and destroyed. Seeing that something went wrong, an envoy rushed towards the area as he started to strap explosive tags. He exploded the wall, allowing the few remaining ninjas to rush in. This envoy was no ordinary envoy, it was Kabuto Yakuji. Confused by this, "Where are the rest of them?" he yelled. "We got attacked! Someone is trying to stop us!" Kabuto turned as he saw a gigantic ball of energy eviscerate everyone from outside the wall, stopping a large group of them from entering. As Kabuto saw someone stepping forward. "You," said Kabuto. Not wanting the chances, Kabuto leaped away, knowing that was someone that he could not fight. "He's betrayed us." "This is bad," said Kabuto. He stopped the summons from being brought. A large quarter of their army was not able to penetrate through the walls. Naruto stood there as he watched the remaining members moving forward. Naruto was not happy with the betrayal of Konan. He was not happy while at least Fu was safe and in the hands of someone that he trusts. As for these people he could work his frustration out on them. Meanwhile, in the barrier, Orochimaru glanced over towards the wall, a frown on his face. "Seems like your plan has backfired, Orochimaru. Once again, it seems I'll have to educate you that you cannot destroy the will of fire." "Oh, we'll see about that, old man," Orochimaru said. "Edo Tensei," as he slammed his hand down. Two coffins rose first. As Hiruzen realized that Khaled, the third one, rose as he rushed in. Meanwhile, Jiraiya quickly landed right on top of the wall. As he looked towards the smoking crater, "Naruto," he said. Naruto did not respond to him as he held up his hand. It was then that Jiraiya saw the three-pronged kunai interlaced in his fingers before he launched them forward. "Kunai clone technique," he said. They multiply as it swelled over the battlefield, a few ninjas getting struck down. Kakashi landed on the wall, as the majority of the Konoha ninjas were overrunning the ninjas that were inside. "What's going on?" he said, as he expected there to be more. Yes, they had been prepared, but this was not what he expected. Kakashi's eyes widened as he saw a flash ravage through the battlefield, decimating everything in his wake. Ninjas started to drop like flies. "It's him," said Jiraiya. That was all that he said, as Kakashi looked towards the battlefield as ninjas were falling immediately. In the hospital, none other than Senju Tsunade was there. In the time frame that Hiruzen had, he made a trip towards one of the local bars. That is where he was able to speak to his student face to face. He never expected her to show up, but he had a long conversation with her, Annette. The last few days, when he had given up hope she had returned, with her student Shizune, as she told him that she was only doing this to help out during the invasion, and saying that once it was over she would be gone, as long as she helped out the few people that needed their help. All he could do was to thank her for her help. All of the medics were ready, however, something was wrong. There was barely any patients coming in. "Tsunade-sama," said Shizune. Is it even started yet?" she asks. "It has, but no one so far." "Something is not right," Shizune said. This was too much of a good omen. If a war like this was to take place at attack, while Orochimaru might think that it was a surprise, they should be having people same way coming in, needing help, but no one is coming. Just what is going on, she thought to herself. Meanwhile, hundreds of ninjas, going off into the thousands, bodies were already littered across the area, dead. In the onslaught of this chaos and destruction was him. The look in his eyes was one that they actually felt fear approaching because of it. He was not pleased for some reason. He looked up towards the two of them. "Naruto," said Kakashi. However, Naruto seemingly ignored him as he looked around. He then focused on the barrier as he pulled his hand back, before he launched a kunai. It split through the air and he was gone. Jiraiya snapped his head around. As he jumped off, Kakashi following shortly after, looking back towards the massacre. This was not pleasant at all, as he wondered what got him so riled up. But he was indeed helping them. He was helping Konoha. That means there was a chance. The fighting came to a stop, as Hiruzen was catching his breath. Facing off against the two Hokages were not pleasant. Suddenly, someone landed on the roof. Orochimaru snarled instantly as he saw through the barrier. "You," he said. "Yes, me," said Naruto. As he looked around at the barrier and walked around it, calmly, the Stone Four members looking at him with caution. "So you're betraying me," Orochimaru said. "It's not like you wouldn't do the same. What about you wanting Konoha to be destroyed?" I lied," said Naruto. "That's that," Orochimaru said. "Well then, I'll just have to kill you now." "I'm afraid that is something that you're unable to do," said Naruto. "Besides, you won't be leaving this place alive." Naruto Hiruzen said, "Keep your eye on the prize, old man. I'm just here to finish what I started. And then you'll never see me again," said Naruto. Orochimaru chuckled at that. However, he was kind of panicking. The San realized that you were taking them for a fool. They're already starting to leave the village. Well, some of them has been captured, including their Jinchuriki, said Naruto as he had saw. Gaara was captured by vines. Someone down there possessed a Monkeyton, as Hiruzen had had extra precautions just in case, and the person was in the stands watching. And the moment the invasion started, Gaara was wrapped up and captured, so was his siblings. As Naruto checked around the barrier, keeping looking at it, Hiruzen had a smile on his face, glad that things was working out. "I'll kill you," Orochimaru said, as he looked towards Naruto. "Yeah, let's see if you can make that a reality," said Naruto. The envoys that were on the roof were tense, as Naruto kept on talking as he walked. However, Hiruzen raised his hand, stopping them from attacking him. "This barrier is really powerful," said Naruto. However, the place started to tremble as Jiraiya landed on the roof. A surge of chakra was being produced from Naruto. The Stone Four members looked towards one another. They immediately activate their curse mark, preparing for the blow that he was about to land. As Naruto's body exploded in a brilliant shade of red. But this was no normal red chakra spewing out. A cloak formed around him as he underwent a change. Orochimaru stepped back at the pressure as the ceiling cracked. The force of his chakra alone started to tear apart the area. Even Jiraiya had to step back as Naruto tapped into his true power. Orochimaru snarled, realizing how bad the situation was. And there was a chance that he wouldn't leave this place alive. And the look in Naruto's eyes told him that. Shit. But guys, it'll be instant right here. If you want something more to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notification so you posted. Bye, I'm for now, see you guys soon. Peace, guys.